when we think about the media, when we think about us and how we're portrayed, up until recently, I've always felt that older women were portrayed as useless and toothless and I don't know, needy, not productive. I don't know.
I can't think of any old women on TV or on the media other than that ad for whatever that foot thing is for your feet, where that woman can't go for a walk because her feet are so bad, and once she gets that bit of equipment, she's right, she's off. But often it's I think women nowadays, older women, are portrayed as super slim, super fit, best tracksuit, lovely thick grey hair, which, as you get older, your hair gets thinner. So I think that's a bit too much. But what gets me with the media, when they say an elderly woman of 64, say, was hit by a car.
Yeah, because come on.
Yeah, and that sort of, you think, God, I've got this far.
Yeah.
That in the media, the written media, makes you a lot older than the visual media, I think.
That's true. To me, that up until just a few years ago, older people were portrayed as old and infirm. And now it feels almost like, while people are becoming more aware of older people and that we're not old and infirm, the pendulum swung right over. And so now when you really have a look at older people, they're older women, they are really slim and really bendy, and she said they've got really thick hair and they look fantastic. And I'm thinking, I don't know that many women who look like that either. I didn't know that many people who were totally infirm either. So it's almost like it would be really nice when the pendulum comes back in the middle again, and we see people who we see at our exercise classes. And
also I think there's a glut of us baby boomers in the market now that we're out and doing. So maybe that makes it a bit more real. Because, I mean, you go anywhere and there's people of our age group and doing all sorts of things. You go to the gym, you go to Pilates, you go to swimming, out walking. There's people our age doing those things. So they're all different shapes and sizes and whatever.
And almost like nothing really matters to us. And it's a really interesting thing once you get older, that you don't worry quite so much about how you look, because you think nobody's looking much anyway. And if they are looking, well, too bad.
Well, I've gone into Hill Street in my leotards from the gym, so that's very proactive.
Absolutely.
I would never have done that 10 years ago.
No way in the world.
And I'm not the same size now as I was 10 years ago. So I think that in ourselves we've changed a lot. Don't you think? That you don't think old, I don't think old. And here comes a puppy.
There you go. Just don't lick your doodle. There you go.
I thought you were talking to me.
It's okay, you can if you want.
I think we can think of people we know, can't we? Without saying
any names.
Yeah, they've just got the mindset that they're old, and so they do old things and
they act old, and their life, instead of being one of positivity, just feels like it's constantly negative.
Yeah,
and I think that brings us all down.
Yep.
And I do believe it's a choice. I heard yesterday, and I thought it was really, really struck me, the words that I am all getting older, but I'm not elderly.
Yeah,
and I thought that's such a difference. And I thought, oh my gosh, that really resonated. And the reason it resonated was because I thought, we actually, in our lives, we have a choice of the sort of life that we want to live. And my choice is to live the best possible life as an older woman that I possibly can. And I thought, all right, becoming older is inevitable. Becoming elderly is a choice. And I thought, that is how I will continue to live my life. That was really resonated. The wise woman.
Yeah, I don't know that I've thought about it with such depth, but every so often when I actually see written how old I am, I think, for glory's sakes, I'm not that old.
No.
I'm doing things and I want to do things. And it sort of gives me a jolt to, I don't know whether society sees a woman of my age as this, but I perceive it as something else. You know what I mean? It's that sort of stuff that I'll just continue to do what I want to do.
Absolutely. I can remember.
Drink too much and party too hard.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Whatever we want to do, the people we want to be. I can remember when I was in my I must have been 40s, and I had a birthday, and I thought, oh, you know, I am getting older, and my youngest son said, he looked at me and said, what are you talking about? Age is just a number. And I thought, thank you, thank you, Josh, for saying that. And he's always said that. He said, well, stop talking about age because age is not important. It's what you're doing.
And that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. My worst birthday was 40.
Was
when
it?
I came home from dinner having had too much to drink, and Lee said, "Oh well, next big birthday you'll be 50." But now, you know, it doesn't really matter. You have significant birthdays and they come and go. I'm just really pleased we've got a lovely family and,
I know.
you know, friends. And we're very lucky that we're healthy and go on with things.
This is the thing that it's about who are we right now, and right now we're at in our lives we can make our choices, and we can make our choices to be powerful women if that's what we want to be.
And I think, you know, once you heard people used to say, oh, I don't know how I ever found time to go to work when I'm retired. Well, it's the same now. My days are just busy by the time you do this and time you do that. And they're things I want to do. So I just think it's great to get out and do. And
it's fantastic. But what I've had to learn is that I need to be kind to myself too. And if I need to stop for a day, I'll stop. Because if I can't, and then I know I have to get my brain back together again and make sure that I'm, you know, firing on all 4 cylinders. But I've had to learn that I need that every now and then. I just need to stop.
You do much more brainier things than I do. You do.
No.
I'm more of your hands-on practical type, so, you know.
But anyway, yeah. But I also think it's whatever we need to do, isn't it? It's and I think those words are really powerful. Be who you want to be, and if we want to be elderly, I suppose we can, but I don't choose to.
You know, I don't think anyone makes a choice to be elderly.
I think some people might, I do. I think some people might think it's easier
to be old.
Yeah, to not have any responsibilities and to just let it all go.
Yeah, I don't know that I do think that much. As I say, I get a jolt every so often when I think, God, Jan, you'll be 74 next year. When are you going to get old? Well, I don't choose to get old, so that's about the end of the conversation.
Well, okay. Well, what you've just said is exactly what I've said, but was, you know, much more...
Easy speak English. So you're the academic, I'm the easy person.